Welcome to the Sacred Conversations with the Gigantic Intellect. This morning, I want to talk about three important people in my life, people that have taught me about the reality of life. Machiavelli, Robert Greene, Carl Jung. Those are important figures in my life because they've taught me about the nature of human beings. Carl Jung says, they are not who they say they are what they do. And that is the reality. He says, if you want to study the behaviors and the traits and the characteristics of human beings, do not listen to what they say. Observe what they do. Because majority of the people defend themselves verbally, but their true nature, it is ingrained in their action. If people constantly do bad things to you, they are bad people. Despite the things that they may say in defense of themselves, but they are what they do. If someone says, no, I'm not a cheater, I made a mistake. Made a mistake by cheating. No, you are a cheater because that is what you do, or that is what you did. You are a cheater. If this person constantly drinks alcohol all the time and utia di block and ataring na na sena le tawa ke no no fela wa bona. No, you are a drunkard because that is what you constantly do. If you constantly gossip about people, constantly, you are doing it on continuous basis, and you're going to defend yourself to say, but I'm not a gossiper, I only did that because of this and that. No, you are a gossiper because that is what you do constantly. That's why Carl Jung says, they are not who they say they are what they do. So if you want to check their real characteristic and traits, observe what they do, because what they do expresses who they are. Someone who is reckless with money, constantly reckless with his money, it is not a mistake that he is reckless with his money. It is who he is. It is who he is. He may defend himself by saying whatever things, but if you are constantly doing this, every month doing this, then you are reckless. You are a reckless person. If you constantly insult people and say, no, I only said that because I was angry. No, you are a reckless person because all the time when you are angry, you say this. You cannot control yourself. Then you are reckless. So Machiavelli speaks about the evil of people, to say people are very evil. And when you get an opportunity to destroy those evil people, take it with both hands. Do not ever expect the good out of people, because people are very, very, very evil and bad, and they are very self-interested. They are driven by self-interest. That is who they are. That is who they are. They may defend themselves by saying whatever things, but that is who they are. There are so many people that are religious, but very, very, very few people are truly religious, because we are not religious verbally. We are religious by what we do. And very, very few people are very loyal to their actions, are very loyal to the philosophies and ideologies of their churches. People are not driven, or the life of these people are not run by their religious beliefs, because people are self-interested and they're driven by self-interest. They will always leave their religious principles if those religious principles place them at a disadvantage. And I don't blame them. I only blame the hypocrisy to say, no, I'm not this person. I did this because of this and that. We live in a time where the world is driven by bribes. And to be honest, majority of religious people are disadvantaged by this because their religion says don't bribe, don't steal, don't do things that goes against our religion, don't do corruption. We live in a corrupt world. How are we going to win if we are not ourselves corrupt? How are we going to win? Because they all want to be bribed. They all want to be bribed. And my religion says, no, don't bribe. Don't do corruption. But we live in a corrupt society. How am I going to win in this particular society? How am I going to win in this particular society if I stay loyal to my values? How am I going to? Jobs are being sold. You need to pay this and that for you to get favors. So if I'm applying my religious principles, am I going to win? Am I going to win? I'm not saying I'm being disloyal to my religion. I'm merely pointing out the fact that because we live in this kind of a society that is so corrupt, are we going to really win in this society if we carry ourselves with morality and values of our churches? Are we really going to win? Are we really going to win? So for me, I will become moral when I'm at the top. Whether that makes sense or not. But yeah, I will become moral when I'm at the top because no one is moral. If you do things accordingly and whatever, man, you don't get these things. Of course, I'm not saying people should be corrupt. I'm just reflecting upon the world, how the world it is, man. The world is corrupt. Human beings are corrupt. And those that are not corrupt are going to be disadvantaged. That is the reality. That is the reason so many people in churches are struggling, because they are driven by morals, and we live in an immoral society. Unfortunate thing that is, we live in an immoral society. For me, one thing that I would advise in regards to this is, say, become competent, of course. Become the best version of yourself. Become competent in whatever that you do. And after competency, be flexible. Don't be rigid. Be flexible. What do I mean by this? To say, if they want corruption for you to get this particular offer, then bribe. Bribe. Be flexible. Be willing to maneuver in whatever situation that you find yourself in. I'm not corrupting society. The society is already corrupt. I'm just giving an opinion to say, number one thing that you must do, become the best at whatever that you do. That is competency. Number two, be flexible. Be able to maneuver around any situation that you find yourself in. If they say they want this, be able to provide it. If they say you must pay this for you to get this, be able to pay it. Because if you are driven by morals, the reality is, in this life, you are going to struggle. Going to struggle. So being fair doesn't work in this era that you are living in. I'm not saying you should leave your church, but being fair doesn't work. And majority of the people, if you realize, in that particular church are not fair. It's only you that's going to be fair. They are not fair. They can't tell you the honest truth, how they've gotten their jobs, how their business became successful. They've did some mushiga there and there, but they cannot tell you. They keep on telling you about God and not telling you about what actually happened for them to find themselves in that position. I'm not saying God does not do things for people, but I'm saying most of the people that are successful have gotten there through corrupt elements. Yeah, that is the reality. Do not listen to them. Watch they do. This is the gigantic intellect. Know thyself and remember your ancestors. Peace.